am great.
Sankofa.
My people are great.
Sankofa.
My greatness of my people is in.
I'm the founder and executive director here at Network for the Development of Children of African Descent. Why I'm here today is because of the children. They truly are our gifts, and our children are our greatest teachers.
My name is Robert Sayers, currently Minneapolis fire inspector. Previously Minneapolis firefighter. I'm here today because of some seeds planted in me through Giovanni and NIDCAD about 20 years ago.
What we hope to accomplish in bringing this book drive back to the community is really this idea of it takes a village, right? Everybody has a role to play in the education and development of our children. I've spent quite a bit of time on the phone with some of our current partners and previous partners and ongoing friends like my buddy here, Robert, really talking about what the work was when we started this initiative. There's something important that happens when we sit with each other and tell the story and go back down memory lane, so to speak. So the idea behind this book drive actually didn't originate with me. Back in '98 and 1999, our board established a library committee. Our library committee began to create this vision that they called the Children's Reading House. Well, one of the activities in that Reading House strategic plan was giving away free books. I called one of our longtime partners, Brother Anura CSR, who was on the Minneapolis Firefighter, and he reached out to the African American Firefighters Association, and one thing led to the other, and we found books and started giving out books, and it just grew from there.
Well, how I got involved is Anura, Rob Sayers, came to us as association members and told us about NIDCAT, about Giovanni, one of the black firefighters to collect books, distribute books, and we were on board. Typically we have a vote, but wasn't no vote needed at that time because we have to take on the responsibility to give back to our kids.
We did everything we could to get books in these kids' hands. We got a call, or I should say Giovanni got a call from Julia one day saying, hey, I got a ton of books here to give away, a truckload of books to give away in a warehouse. They're gonna throw them away in 2 days if you guys can't get here. But if you can get here, you can have them. So we received a call from Giovanni, kind of in a panic, like, hey, I got a ton of books available to me in Racine, Wisconsin, but we got to get there in 2 days. So it was a labor of love, but it was definitely a labor. And then on top of that, we actually went out in the community and distributed the books. Being firefighters, though, especially black firefighters, made it easy because kids always want to come and talk to firefighters anyways. And being in the black community and being a black firefighter in the community, I think was powerful.
Yeah, it's almost unbelievable. I mean, the program wasn't even a year old, I don't believe. So for the amount of work that was done within that time to get noticed on a national level is impressive.
Please welcome our
Being on Oprah was a huge deal, and there's evidence of the work that has been done and laid within the Twin Cities for it to get that kind of national recognition.
Sharon Sells Belton, and I was the mayor of the city of Minneapolis from 1994 to 2002. One of the reasons why this project was really so important to me is that a part of my commitment as the mayor of the city of Minneapolis was really to advance the education of our children. I really believed that it was important that we ensure that our children are ready for school. I believed it was important that our children could read and write. So there was a powerful impact when the community comes together, and the mayors come together, the police departments come together, the fire department comes together, and we do the work.
We pull up in Minneapolis Fire Department Suburban, and we would pull up on a corner where it was being shared by some of our brothers that were doing less than desirable works on those corners. After frequenting a few times, all of a sudden parents started coming out to ask us what we were doing there. And when we shared, it was shortly thereafter that all of a sudden children started to show up. And I'll never forget the feeling of some of the first children that would come up, where it had never dawned on me that some of these children maybe had never experienced a book of their choice.
We'd see the children sitting against a fence or sitting against a building with each other, like thumbing through books. So they weren't just taking the books and discarding them, they were taking the books and reading them. Looking back in order to move forward enables us to see it's time for us to grow and to deepen the relationships that we already have and to cultivate new relationships.
Back in 2001, we had given out 500,000 books to kids between Minneapolis and St. Paul. The Minneapolis Black Employee Network members were thrilled to partake in it. We've come through with a ton of Afrocentric books, books that reflect our kids, that reflect ourselves, both as authors and stories. We're all super excited to continue to be a part of this messaging, of this village, to continue to grow our communities in literacy.
The work isn't over, and that there are still children, sadly, in our community that don't own a book. They've touched the book, they've seen books, that's not the problem, but they don't own a book. And if we really understand the power of a book and the power of imagination, and what that can do for our children, for all children, you really want to give them that. And it's so simple to do.
We need community members to donate books, new and gently used books. We will greatly accept, and whenever possible, books that reflect contributions of African and African American people. So Black books matter, right? So that's really the call. We need more books, or if it works better for you, make a financial contribution and we will purchase the books for you. The call is going out to everybody, every parent, every grandparent, every business leader, every church, every mosque, every citizen has a role and a responsibility, we believe, to help us educate and raise every child.
I would say if you want to get your children up to par on reading, that the Sankofa tutoring program every summer is at NIDCAT, and that if you want your children to get accelerated and to know exactly where they are and how to support your child during reading development, during those critical developmental years, that's the place.
Now we have two programs that complement each other. Sankofa, reading program for the children, and our Parent Power program.
To help them engage in their children's educational process in the school and community. We're talking about identity development within our community. These are our children. We take ownership of them because they are ours, and they must understand that they're looked out for even though they don't know that people are looking out for them.
I will read, study, and learn my
History and my heritage.
Sankofa.
I will look back to know where we have been.
Sankofa.
To know where we are going.
Sankofa.
I will lift up, celebrate, and carry on the legacy of our greatness.
Sankofa.
This is why I read.
Sankofa. Sankofa. Sankofa.
This is why I read.
Sankofa.